Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room recap for Wednesday, August the 5th. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. Any questions you may have for me, you can use this email address. A link for the free room, 100% free. You do not have to be a member of Trade Ideas to be in our free trading room. The room is open Mondays to Fridays between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Eastern Time. I share my screen and I am live on the mic. And in the email you're getting, you will see a promo code for 15% off either the first month only or the entire year of a Trade Ideas subscription. So what's happening to me, certainly yesterday and today, I seem to be answering a lot more questions in the trading room, which is absolutely fine. More questions about the program itself. So I'm not able to trade as much. I will show you a couple of trades that I took. One very lucky, I suppose. This is this Myos. And when I got up this morning, this Myos was just doing this rip. And I looked at it. The float was 5.5 million shares. Let me just see what I saw on the weekly chart. Yeah, so there was room. The week. So remember now, I'm looking at it at $2. So when I'm looking left on that weekly chart, about 4 or 5 weeks ago, it did hit almost 4. So anyway, the bottom line was this, and I actually have traded a few more times in the pre-market this week than in the last couple of weeks, and I have probably in the last 2 or 3 months. But what I'm noticing, and you got to be very, very quick. This is not a recommendation, especially if you're new to trading, to trade the pre-market. You have to be very, very, very quick. But I've been noticing that when you get some of these and over the whole number, a low float, they tend to at least have about 1 or 2 minutes, maybe sometimes less, of a continuation. I know that sounds crazy. How can you trade like that? Well, I decided to take this trade right at 210 actually, and I sold it at 240. And it pulled all the way back, and it got up here, but I was happy. That from 210 to 240 was very, very, very quick, and you never know what can happen. Like this action right here could have happened right there. These are these low float situations. They had some news, $5 million funding. I'm sorry, that is not correct. I'm looking, that's another stock. But, it's an earnings play. That's what it was. It's actually kind of an earnings play. So anyway, I decided to take the chance. My risk was going to be at most, hopefully, it was going to be 9 cents, okay? Because I took the trade just over that whole number. And when I say hopefully, because you never know. You might get a huge down candle and a red candle, and you may not be able to get it where you want. So that's why trading in the pre-market can be pretty risky. But I've been noticing that a lot of these, on that first hit, there might be a second continuation before they fizzle out. So took the trade. Now, the other trade, though, was kind of interesting and was Cenex, CENX. Now, I got into this trade right here at 10.22 and took some out. Took actually out here. I was not worried, but I was thinking it might not get through the whole number, so I took some out at 10.72 and then on the way down at 10.62, so out of the trade. But more importantly, or let me show you why I was in this one in the first place. Just have a look at the daily chart on this. So it's had a tremendous run, and it is an aluminum play. Let me look at the weekly, might show a better picture. Maybe the monthly. I've got to show that it has a gap. Yeah, there you go. So you can see, this is an aluminum play, but aluminum, look what it's done. With the rest of the market, a lot of stocks, of course, have completely rebounded at the low of the pandemic and have done this, okay? But aluminum seems to be really in favor, as opposed to, look at steel. This is U.S. Steel. Obviously, tale of two, completely different, tale of two tapes here. Look at U.S. Steel. And I don't think there are any other steel producers that are doing what aluminum is doing. Here's Alcoa. Look at Alcoa. ARNC. So, look at these aluminum plays. So CENX was something that we saw last week. And there was a chance that I was actually going to swing this one, especially when it was getting closer and closer to 11. But, let me bring back the 15-minute chart. one of my rules, absolute rules that I never, ever, ever break is earnings. I will not hold a stock through earnings. I don't care if I've read it, on 99 out of 100 websites, everybody's telling me that, a stock is going to have blowout earnings. I just don't do it. So you can see right there, August the 5th, which is today, of course, post-market after hours. So this Cenex will release earnings after hours. Now, listen, based on how it's been trading, it's very possible it could have a tremendous pop. And, I'll look back and go, well, it's too bad. I guess I could have held through earnings. But I've just seen way, way too many times that even when, again, quote unquote, the pundits seem to say, oh, this is going to have blowout earnings and all that, stock maybe pops a little bit after hours and then it just drops. So I'd rather wait. If Cenex has good earnings, let me bring back the monthly chart. If Cenex has good earnings, well, it still has this huge potential gap to fill. So I don't mind waiting. To see if the earnings are good, then it's still got all this room on that monthly chart. So yes, I might give up $1, maybe, I don't know where it's going to close, but let's say it pops $1 after hours. This is it's a big aluminum play. It doesn't have that many in the float, actually, 49 million. I thought it had more. But I guess, again, for me, I just don't like to gamble. I don't try to anticipate what earnings are going to be. I just let it happen. And then, afterwards, you can get some great continuation earnings plays once earnings are out, especially if there's room for a stock to move. And aluminum is definitely in favor as opposed to steel. So that's basically it, guys. I will definitely be watching to see what the reaction to earnings is going to be after hours, and then see what I do tomorrow. And let me just close this down. All right, and bring back the capture program. So if you have any questions for me, you can use this email address. This is the link for the free room. I will open the room tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern. I hope to see you then. Bye-bye.